Voted to know your grades before the semester's over. I'm just making it more fun. Please stand up if your last name is Mortensen, McKellen. Mortensen, McKellen, Wood, Aston, Lee, and Bloom. You shall not pass!
You shall not pass!
Everybody else, you got a C- or higher. Have a great summer.
My teacher made us do something like this whenever we were in 5th grade. He thought it would be a good idea for everybody who took the standardized, Texas test at the time to, after we got our grade, we had to write our grade on the chalkboard. And I remember the dumbest kid in our class, when he called his name, everybody started laughing before he even wrote the fucking grade down. The teachers, everyone was laughing, like, oh shit, right, oh hell no. They knew it, everybody knew. And he was walking up there and he was smiling, he's like, yeah, you know how it is. And he writes a 50-fucking-3, bro. That's bad, it's humiliating? Yeah, I know. I didn't go to middle school with him until somehow he got into high school. I don't know whatever happened to that guy, I have no idea. But, yeah, it's pretty good, exactly. And, yeah, how are you at math in school? This is what I would do in math, okay? So I had AP algebra, and so I had it in the first class. The first class in the morning was AP algebra. So what I did is that, so how many of you guys had a calculator and it was like a graphing calculator, and in math or meth? Oh, well, in meth, look how many teeth I have. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I've never done meth. I haven't done meth yet. But anyway, so what was I saying before I got distracted? Calculator, right. So you know how the teacher would make you erase all of your memory on your calculator? Well, what I did is I just simply had 2 calculators. So I would take the test at the beginning of school in first period, and then I would memorize all of the answers and all of the questions, and then I would convert them into a program file on my calculator. And then I would sell that program file at lunch to other people who wanted to take the test later on in the day and get somewhere between a 90 and a 100. Wait, what? Yep, that's right. Are you serious? Yeah, and I'd also be selling fireworks at school. I would be, let's see, well, I mean, both of the calculators, I only bought one of those calculators. I'd be doing that. I'd be doing, let's see, fuck, so I'm selling soda because they made soda against the law to sell in school. And let's see, what else besides that? I had a friend that would steal projectors. That was too risky. I never did that. That was $700. It's a lot of money back then. And yeah, and so yeah, we did as much as we could, and I was always trying to make money and do it, because in my mind, it's the same way that I play video games. I never cared about school, so I had to turn it into a game where I had to exploit the system in order to make it fun. So what I would do is that every single other 6 weeks, my dad loved when I did this, by the way. He was a huge fan of this. So I would get a 90 in 6 weeks. And then the next 6 weeks, I knew that they could only give you a 50 because you couldn't get a grade below a 50. And so any grade that you got below a 50 was moved up to a 50 on your report card. And so what I did is I took the 90 and the 50, you average those together, and it's a 70, you still pass the class. So I would work relatively hard in 6 weeks, and then I would just do literally nothing for the next 6 weeks. And I min-maxed to 75 in every single class. And I did nothing. I did no homework. I never did a student project. I never did any sort of senior project. I was the only person in the entire school that didn't do the senior project because I saw the teacher leak what the grade performance was, and she said it was only 20% of my grade. Well, I said, okay, it looks like I'm getting an 80. In senior project, yeah. Everything, bro, quit going to school in 3rd grade, solved all that? You quit going to school in 3rd grade? Yeah, bro. Well, we gotta bring that back, send them to the coal mines, you know? But, yeah, how the fuck does the school district decide nobody gets below a 50? I don't know how, but that's just really what it was. And so, yeah, I was, we were always, what kind of dumb system is that? I don't care what system is. If that's the system, then you use the system. That's it. And so, I even had math tests that Like, whenever I didn't know anything about the math test, because, like, it was one of those 6 weeks, I would look at the calculation, and, like, you guys, like, I went to a working class shitty public school, right? Did you guys ever have public schools where they give you points for just writing your name on the page because they were that desperate to pass people? Well, I was. And so what I would do, yeah, of course, right? So I would write my name on the page, and then I would draw pictures for every single answer, and this technically counted as me attempting the test, and so I would get like a 40 on the test or something like that, and it would take me like 2 minutes. And so it's like, why do I want to spend an entire hour taking this test to get, you know, a 90 if I could spend 2 minutes and already get a 40? Stupid. Yes, stupid. And so, of course, that's what it is. Yeah. Plus hours to study. Exactly. And so everything that I did was completely calibrated for that. And, yeah, speed running it. Exactly. To get smarter. I didn't care about math. I don't give a fuck about that. I mean, the thing is, you have calculators. You have other people that can figure it out. There are mechanical programs. There's computer programs for this. Technology can do it for you. I'm not going to need to know this bullshit. It's a waste of my fucking time. Like, the only thing that I cared about was playing video games and hanging out with the boys and doing what I wanted to do. And that's all I did. And knowledge is power. Well, that's why I knew about the programs that could do it for me. And so there it is. No wonder Americans are fucking dumb. Well, most people didn't do it the way that I did it. But anyway, this is really funny. But it does remind me of a lot of the other, like, random scams and stuff like that we would end up doing in school. And, yeah, for me, it was a very good time. I enjoyed it a lot. And I had the opposite. Why would I do all the homework that counts for 20% of the grade if I can make 80% of that with only the test? Exactly. Yeah, why even do the homework? It's a waste of time. Because, like, a homework, the thing is, like, I would be willing to do a test because the test is during school. But every hour and every minute of homework that I do is a minute of World of Warcraft that I'm not playing. What, are we stupid here? Come on, what are we doing? Yeah, I never did homework, ever. Anyway, let's see here. That's why I hated that about college. I hated the fact that you had to get good grades in college. It was so boring. I hated it. Like, like, whenever I finally stopped, I was like, finally, bro. Like, this is just like, yeah, priorities, exactly the same. Yeah, it's like back in high school, like, we would just throw paper balls at each other. You know, we'd go to class and just talk the whole period. Like, nobody cared what the teacher said. Didn't matter. But, like, in college, you've got to, like, take notes. You've got to listen to what the teacher's saying. You've got to pay attention. Like, fuck that, man. Like, what a waste of time. Yeah, did you flunk out, though? No, I didn't flunk. Why'd I flunk out? No, listen, do you know how many stupid people have degrees? Look at all the retards with degrees. People can figure that shit out all the time. There's a lot of morons with degrees, so don't worry about it.